The moon has vanished from the night sky. The people of Castletown believe it to be the work of an evil dragon, and a hero is sent to stop him. Who are you in all this? Well, you're Ted. Moon Remix RPG was made by company Love to Lick in 1997, and to put it simply, is a game of contrasts. Love to Lick was a Japanese video game developer founded by Kenichi Nishi, and its staff included many former employees of Squaresoft, responsible for games like Chrono Trigger and Super Mario RPG. However, unlike those games, Moon is more about spreading good vibes and swell times by lending a hand. In the top left, there's a timer governing not only how much time there is in the day, but also how long you can stay up in said day. You get tired just like everyone else. The only way to increase the time you can spend each day is through gaining love by aiding the animals and denizens of each area. You gotta get more love so you can get more love later. Moon was made as an anti-RPG, where you don't play as the conventional hero of the story, and instead see the actual hero muck about and mess with people. Making him seem like a bigger threat than the things he cuts down in his path. Things included but not limited to a considerate dog, money-loving frog, and the literal president of trash. He kills all of them for the sake of experience points. You, Ted, meanwhile, don't fight at all, and instead patch up the hero's misdeeds by literally patching up the monsters he's killed, and actually help people with their problems. Not as some savior of the world type deal, but more as someone who just stumbled upon these things. Who you are isn't that important to these people. It's more about how your actions help them. The game's presentation adds to its surreal and dreamlike aesthetic. The people themselves are done in 2D sprites, while the backgrounds are pre-renders of 3D environments, and most of the animals are done in claymation. Specifically, the animals need a patching up to differentiate themselves visually to the player. Even the Moon Queen and this little elf dude is done in this claymation style, giving you a positive association between them and the animals. Games usually stick with one kind of way to present their games, like the previously mentioned Chrono Trigger and Mario RPG uses sprites and pre-renders respectively. A whole hodgepodge of styles comes together to give Moon its own flavor, and despite the contrasts, nothing really feels out of place. The palette itself is warm and consists of earthy tones, making everything comfortable and welcoming. The overall game flow of Moon leads more towards the slice-of-life aspects, as there is an absence of combat-focused mechanics. All of the characters in Moon act out their routines that changes from day to day, and similarly, react to the various good deeds the player does towards them. There is a level of depth presented that makes these NPCs more than just quest markers that you need to fetch an item or two from them. Every NPC even has their own voice, which consists of a bunch of stock radio sounds of Caravan Pal samples, which cements their uniqueness and memorability to me.
Stand corrected. Satisfy Stand minus. Stand corrected. I'm the reason they wrote having a store. Do me one favor. Police without your crew and being equipment, my Chris comfortable?
By being around these characters, you get familiarized with their routines, what they do before and after they close up their shops, what they do with their downtime, and who they spend their downtime with is easily one of the biggest strengths of Moon, in my opinion. I don't think I'm ever going to forget about how there's a bird named Yoshida with his own travel agency, the dude that questions you about his religion by making funny faces at you, or how the baker gets drunk every now and then you find out how he's a breadman who sells his day-old breadheads to people because it makes him happy. The music itself is another highlight, as most of it is diegetic, meaning that the music itself always comes from somewhere, and sometimes being played by someone, either from a flower playing a tune, or Grammy's radio playing Claire de Lune. My only real problem with this game is related to the love getting itself, or more specifically, how to get the love. As mentioned earlier, NPCs have their day-to-day, which changes depending on the day, so it can be somewhat tedious to wait for a specific day to continue a specific quest line. I found myself looking at a guide sometimes to understand how to catch certain animals, or what step I was doing for a long-ass quest that I didn't even know was a quest to begin with. Keep in mind this is a minor criticism in the grand scheme of things. At no point did I ever really feel dead-ended by my lack of progress, as the amount of things to do and places to see did more than enough to keep me from being too frustrated, and gave me time to ruminate on how I should approach things I haven't completed yet. I'd still recommend using a guide every now and then, as there is so much packed in this short game to warrant experiencing all of it. There's a lot of heart, soul, and love put into this small game. I definitely recommend it. As of this recording, Moon is on sale for less than $20 on Steam. I'd recommend trying it if you're interested. Until next time, have a good one. Rock boy.